Ladies and gentlemen, this is a Just as a News podcast, Hoops Edition. Thanks for tuning in with us on this Thursday, Thursday night, Thursday evening, whatever you want to say. I mean, we got a lot that's been swirling around NBA news. I'm sure you've heard about the Bus family debacle, cutthroat business for $10 billion. We'll get to that eventually. But as you always know, we start in order. We go high school, college, then we get to the big leagues, man. So with that being said, man, I'm gonna bring on my co-host, the man, the myth, the legend, Naj Wilkins.
What's going on, brother?
Can't complain, man. How you doing today, my friend?
Doing all right. Doing all right. How about you?
Hey, man, can't complain, man. I can't complain, man. We look like we finna dodge. We're gonna dodge, you know what I mean, the snow. So I mean, you can't complain with that, brother. So that's always a good thing. Can stay mobile. Who bought and abused that bread? You know what I mean? Save it for next week because it sounds like it might be here next week, man. But so I'm cool, brother.
Smooth.
Yes, sir, man. So we're gonna go ahead and hop right into it. Um, yesterday, yesterday night actually, Harper Reef, man, who goes to high school, East Cowboy basketball, had a dramatic walk-off victory. Shot the ball from 35 feet, man, gamed Westlake. I mean, to keep things, I think that would East Cowboy is 3-1 in region play, and this helped to advance to 3-1 in region play. So we'll check out this dramatic walk-off bucket. From the baseline, not the baseline. Well, I can't remember that much. It's a volleyball line from the volleyball line. So that's pretty impressive. Uh, at the buzzer, brother. Sent the gym in a frenzy. I believe that won by like one or two. Let me see if I put it in the notes. From 35, did not put it in the notes 1 second. But just what's your thoughts on that jumper?
I mean, yeah, the fact that he would even try to shoot something like that, I think it's crazy. I mean, barely any space. Kicked his leg out a little bit to kind of create that separation. Hand is over. I mean, you can do that. You have to just tip your cap to that one. You know what I'm saying? That was just an amazing shot by Harper Reef, and just showed you when we talked to him before all the hours he puts into the gym. Shooting, and obviously talk about that being a big part that he wanted to take forward this year. And obviously we're seeing it. Region game, big time, as you know, top four get in. Then you play the region tournament in order to kind of get into the postseason. I mean, that's a big victory over Westlake, man, with the game on the line. Going into a very, very tough shot, way behind the 3-point line. So that's just him mastering his craft to me.
Nah, for sure, man. And you just said that's what we talked to him about. This is his game. All those. He gets up at 5 a.m. is in the gym at 6 in the morning before school starts. So that's what it looks like when you put in the time, you prepare. As you get to have moments like that, man. We forget Columbus State, man. So Columbus has got a special one coming their way, man. Already shooting big shots like this. It's only going to go up from here.
Facts.
All right. So let's see what's next up. East Coweta has Carrollton tomorrow, 7:30. Pretty evenly matched team, both slightly above 500. Then Douglas County, Chapel Hill, last game of the season they'll be at Westlake. So we're in the thick of things, just like everybody else is for the region play. 3-1 right now. They got both of their hands on the steering wheel and the driver's seat to control their own destiny heading to the postseason. Potentially can host a playoff game this year. So we'll keep tabs on that. But again, had to shout out and highlight Harper Reef for that amazing jump shot at the buzzer to beat Westlake. All right, man. So back into the nitty gritty of things in high school basketball. Tri Cities. A lot of people wrote them boys off this year, man. Had a sluggish start, 9-10 still. Lost to Wheeler, but had played tough competition. Wheeler, McEachern, Hillgrove, though they did beat Eagles Landing Christian. AJ Williams is there. Arabia Mountain, lost to Decatur. But since then, really since the loss to Northern Coney, they've kind of righted the ship. You know what I mean? Beating Decatur, beating Dunwoody, 7-point loss or 6-point loss to Cedar Grove, beat Shiloh. But to me now, this is a team that's figuring it out how to, that's some new faces come in, but kind of figuring out how to win. Coming off their state championship last season, just what's your thoughts on this team kind of riding its ship, still 9-10, but 7-2 in the region?
Yeah, the key thing is don't get lost in the sauce, Bacon, as we like to say. Don't get lost in the sauce.
Yes,
People
sir.
get lost in the sauce because who they play, but when you break down their schedule, right? They had coach did a phenomenal job. Coach Omar, I think his name Coach Omar. I
Of
don't
course.
remember his name, but he did an outstanding job with his schedule, right? You started off at Decatur. They also play Lincoln Park. They play East St. Louis. They play Woodward Academy, Clinton Grace Christian. Like all these schools, he did that for a reason. I think it was to challenge his team. And as you alluded to, Bacon, they didn't have the same roster coming back, right? Last year they had a lot of veteran guards on there. All they brought back was the two main assets, which was Trey Keefe, he's averaging 20 a game, and then Jalen Wingfield. But everybody else had to kind of figure out their roles, right? Be the best complement those two. So I think that's what those early games was. And you see coaches do this all the time, right? It's important to schedule hard, right? The record may not look the best, but at the same time, what matters, Bacon? Get into the postseason, right? And we've already seen non-conference play does not matter when it comes to high school football, right? Or excuse me, high school basketball. It doesn't matter, right? It's all about what you do in your region, getting the high seed you can, avoiding some of those pitfalls in the region tournaments, and then getting the top four seed when it's said and done. If you get a one seed, even better, because then you can host all the way up. What I'm saying, up into the pretty much the state championship. So for Tri Cities, a trying season, but I think it's been mutually beneficial for them. They're gonna lose obviously some of their guys moving forward. Wingfield's gonna graduate. I think Keith got one more year, but at least he's giving these guys that steep competition where they can see where they can measure up. And I think it's been a learning curve and some growth, not necessarily for Keith or for Wingfield, who's continuing to develop, but some of those other guys that is trying to get acclimated and used to each other.
100%. That is facts. I believe I have Simeon Carter's little brother. Let me see what his name is. Chris Cottle. Chris Cottle's a senior, 6 foot, small forward, shooting guard. That's a legacy name at Tri Cities, who won, I believe, his Coach Ford's first state championship at
Yep.
Tri Cities, if I'm not mistaken, just a couple years back. But definitely want to shout out them. And I think, to your point, Naj, I think this team is going to continue to grow, and they're definitely going to be a threat down the stretch. There's a lot of people at Decatur, myself included. Decatur is definitely one of the top teams to beat in 5A. Though I will still throw the nod for Gainesville, who's still undefeated at this point in time in the season.
They have looked good this year, Gainesville for sure.
Have you looked at any of their film or any like the YouTube film? I have not, but I know Coach Gibbons is a great coach.
No, I know when we talked to him, some of that talent's kind of matured. He did a really good job of bringing some guys over. Remember, they brought over that Newton big man as well. And I've heard that's been paying dividends. I've seen a little bit, not nothing crazy though, Bacon. And I think they formulating together well. But when I talked to him a few years ago, he told me he was like, "Yeah, give me some time, man." But he was like, "Give me like a year or two." Now we're starting to see that year or two later, Bacon, and I think that's gonna make for a pretty good. If both of those teams can do what they need to do in the postseason, if both of those teams can avoid the pitfalls of 5A, I think you could be on a collision course to see them two meet in the state championship, which would be amazing for both of those programs and a really good game and contest to see, probably, hopefully on TV. But I know he has really good guard play. We talked about Kevin White, right? We talked about those kind of guys and what he can do, the consummate point guard, gritty. We know about the big men they have. So I think that's been helping them a lot this year. And also the schedule. Like he's scheduled pretty tough too. They play an out-of-state opponent. What I'm saying? I think he's done a really stellar job in doing that and putting together this roster. So I think that's why they're so good. So yeah, I would say don't sleep on Gainesville. Decatur's really good. Decatur also is battle tested. The two teams playing for a state championship is going to be something to see.
Nah, facts. That's facts. Charlie Gershom is a big man you're talking about. This team they're gonna be tough to beat, but they've beat Milton this year. Let me just share the schedule. Share the screen, I should say. All right, beating Kale. Oxford plays good basketball. I believe they got a point guard down there who's very elite. I can't remember his name right now. Beating Dutchtown. I think it's Bobby Bones is down there at Dutchtown doing his thing. Beat Ward Academy by 1. Pinson Valley. Cedar Grove. Like I said, they just beat Milton, Johns Creek. So I mean, and with the region, with very much in region play, Lanier, Roswell, Milton. So they got some basketball still to play, but I think they can come out at the end as an undefeated team for sure. But I think 5A to me is probably the most intriguing bracket. That and I think one Class A, Class
Mhm.
A. Those are the most intriguing brackets to me.
For sure.
All right. But another big one, we got I can't remember what this rivalry is called, but McCutcheon versus Hillgrove this Friday, man. McCutcheon has dominated Hillgrove historically. We thought that Hillgrove would catch him off guard. Not catch him off guard, but catch him slipping at home. Did not happen that way. Uh, the stats show that they lost by 20, 90-70. I watched some of the film earlier this week, and it was a back and forth game. It looked like McCutcheon just had to if 90-70 score is correct. That just pretty much shot him out. It just turned the ball over. Them being Hillgrove, and McCutcheon just continued to shoot the ball at a high level and won. But very nip and tuck game prior to the late fourth quarter. Let me pull it up. But Naj, for you, man, do you think Hillgrove can win this time being at home though?
Yeah, I think the home crowd should help them out a lot. Obviously, it's a big rivalry. They need their guys to step up. I think is the key thing there, right? They need guys like Bryson Jota. Talk to them. We talked to Asa Montgomery. They need they scores to kind of go off in this one. Bakeji's a tough team. They come in 14-4. Hillgrove's 14-5. This is pretty much for kind of that top spot in that region. So, if you Hillgrove, you want to get the one up on them. Chase Lumpkin's another one I mentioned as one to kind of watch for in this game. But I think overall, yeah, like for them, it's big, it's home. I'm saying you 7-1 in region play. You want to handle your business. I think this is a game if you want to prove, hey, 6A, we got a shot at this. We can potentially upset some teams. I think this is the way to do it, And like you said, they got some big wins on their resume. Decatur, Tri-Cities on there, obviously. What I'm saying? Lost McKeecher earlier in the season, 90-70. So now you get a little bit of payback, right? You even paid Bishop Gorman, what I'm saying, out of state. So playing them games, I think is only gonna make you better, and they should be able to use that to kind of help fuel them, kind of help them get to where they want to be at. And yeah, I think they should be able to come out on top at home. Cause like you said, nobody else is really in that region. Osborne used to be, pretty good team. We know they had a Kyle Fleming back in the day, but they're not the same Osborne as what they were. You know what I'm saying? So it's pretty much for region supremacy.
Fact, I see they play Oak Ridge too. Oak Ridge, a powerhouse. I think elite high school, like when they get that Nike Elite, Oak Ridge is one of those teams. So they lost by 1 or 2 against Oak Ridge. So I mean, three. Excuse me, lost by 3 against Oak Ridge. So you know what I mean. I'll stick to my sentiment. I'll stick to my guns, but I'm gonna stick to a Hillgrove upset this year at home versus McCutcheon. I just think very highly of. What I'm saying, obviously the player like you already said, Asa Montgomery,
Mm-hmm.
Bryson Jada, head coach. You know what I mean? Who we had on the show? We had all of them on the show. Coach Moultrie.
Coach Moultrie, yep.
hmm So I mean, it just comes to Landon Grundy. Man, they got some rough riders on this team. Ultimately, it's gonna come down. Like I said, it looks like they turn over the ball. It's gonna come out of them controlling the pace, controlling the tempo, allowing the 12 man or the 6 man, whatever you want to say, to get in the game. Talking about the crowd, turning them up, turning McCutcheon over, running the transition. This is a team that's got a lot of guards, like a 5-out kind of guy, 5-out kind of team, which is a lot of high school basketball at this point. Getting up and down the floor and being relentless on defense. This team, I'm not going to say that the Oklahoma City Thunder, but it's positionless. So pretty much every team kind of looks similar. You know what I mean? They're a very long, rangy, defensive-minded team. That's where they're going to have to hang their hat at to me. You know what I mean? So we will hopefully. I'm sure there'll be some cameramen at this game, but there was a cameraman at the Capture a Star was at the game, and another cameraman. So, but we'll definitely have to watch the film and react to this next Thursday on the channel for sure.
100%.
Let's see. Oh, well, might as well react to it, man. AJ Williams scored his 1,000th point at Elka this past week or this earlier this week. I think that's impressive, man. You know what I mean? This is his third year in high school basketball, and just a little over halfway. Now we know what type of player he is, best player in his classification, but still, it's still a little eyebrow raising for an early junior to still be eclipsed.
Sophomore,
Sophomore to a
sophomore, yeah, taking the head.
mark.
Hmm.
But
He's elite, bro. I don't think he stays on the prep level after this year. I don't.
things,
He's too
yeah,
good. I feel like he's like, nah. It's not saying he's gonna go prolific prep, but AJ's is too good, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I think he wants to battle against even better competition. And again, that's not a knock on him. That's just saying like I think that he would benefit from that. But no, to be 2 seasons in essentially high school, you start as a true freshman in Dutchtown, and to be at this point, it's a testament to him, man. And I credit him for even these 2 seasons. He could have went off and hey, I'm gonna go somewhere else sophomore year, but the fact that he's hit it that fast and he's a consummate pro. I was watching out one of his workout videos, very attentive, listening to the coach, how he can get better. What I'm saying the kid is elite, man. So I think if you are a Georgia high school basketball fan, enjoy it while you can, man, because I don't think he'll be, you know, unless he's going to be an Ace Bailey or Isaiah Collier and, stay on the high school scene and prep. Not saying that it's terrible. I still think it's very good competition out here. I just don't. When you're that elite, I don't see it.
yeah. It's gonna be interesting to see for sure. Don't have an inside. We'll have to ask DTP. I know he's been an inside guy on that on just his development, his recruitment as a whole. Followed them with the Georgia Stars during the summer on the EYBL circuit. But I agree. I mean, I agree. I agree. Um, will he leave? It's going to remain to be seen. I know Elka is where he grew up at. Went to elementary, I believe, or lower school to upper school before he went to Dutchtown.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? He's definitely got the skill set to move up, though. But I mean, we talked about it with Coach Moultrie, you know what I mean, different Coach Gibbons about trying to keep players in state.
Yep,
Um,
we did.
Now, if he goes, he'll be able to play on the big tournaments. You know what I mean? City of Palms, Hoop Hall Classic, all that stuff. But when you're already the number one player in 2026, what more do you have to prove? You're already playing in the EYBL circuit and dominating.
I mean, that's true. I don't even think it's from a proven standpoint. I think it's just from polishing your craft. To me,
Mm,
and having an elite competition because you're not gonna play guys like this night in night out at the next level. You know what I'm saying? So it's not nothing like I don't think there's nothing else for him to prove. That's not saying he needs to go bigger up. I don't think he has nothing to improve, in my opinion. I think this is more so of a polishment of his game and being able to show I can play with not play with anybody. Just being able to get prepared and acclimated for my next 2 years of high school ball. If I don't reclass and I get to see what I'm gonna go up against every night on the college scene. That's what I think. But we talked about with Coach Maxwell. I think it's going to be important for him to make a very calculated step and make the right step, like he said. Because what's most important is his development. You don't want to go somewhere and you're trending up, and then you suddenly go here and then you kind of come down some, right? Basketball, just like football, it's a mental game. So what I'm saying, you don't want to put yourself in a bad spot. I'm not saying he will. I know he's good counsel, good teaching. I'm just saying you want to also make the right move, and that's best for your career too. You know what I'm saying? So he could stay here, and like I said, he could be one of those high school stories that stays. He would still benefit at the next level. I just think that elite competition will help him out even more. But like you said, he's doing it on the EYBL circuit with Georgia Stars, and like I said, it took them this past summer as a freshman going to sophomore year, and ended up winning the thing. So there's nothing for him to prove. It's just more so continue to polish the game and take that next step.
100%, man. I like how Atlanta Sports Reels has been highlighting the shoes, man. I'm not. This is our Kobe Portero 8 player edition of PE Academy. So I mean, I'm liking the highlight of the shoes for sure. Um, but this is another one. I believe she's from Tennessee. Actually from Cincinnati, man. Oh no, she's from Kentucky. You know what I mean? She broke her school's block shot record with 233 blocks as a freshman. So sticking on the trend of underclassmen just blowing the doors off of records. So let's check her out. Her name is Jaden McClain. Um, as it's playing, man, just I mean, I know people talk about it all the time. the younger players are a lot, or just the younger generation of athletes, whether it's in the NBA, college, high school, obviously what we're talking about, is better than what it used to be. Um, that being of more training, players on the lower levels, IQ is higher. That's what I'm gonna attribute it to. You know what I mean? But nonetheless, man, we gotta get to this to the film. But what's your take on it, brother?
I mean, yeah, I think they're just more athletic now.
More
I think
athletic?
that's the difference. They're more athletic, and like you said, the IQ. It's not just athleticism because that can only go so far. But I think the kids, they're just, they're genetically a little bit different. They're a little, there's more, a little bit more spring in their step. You know what I'm saying? It's they're way more uberly talented. Um, I think it's pros and cons to it. I think the pro is, like I said, they're versatile. They can do a whole bunch of different things. I think the other part of it is some of them, not all, some don't have the same work ethic. Think they should be handed something. You know what I'm saying? Oh, because I'm talented, I'm a mate. Nah, that's not how it go. So it's good. I like it, but just like I think too, some of it is it's a different game, as you said, Bacon, and sometimes some of them can let it go to their head a little bit. So it's the good and the bad. But like I said, it's on full display. They're definitely more talented than what it used to be. But now, like I said, it's putting yourself in that position. Um, not necessarily where you can benefit, but you can really set yourself up. You, your family, getting the right advice, and things like that, not falling into, as you would say, making a money trap. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes that can happen too. But I think just continue to buy in and put in the work. I feel like you're gonna get seen. What I'm saying? It's too many cameras now not to get seen. Before it was different. Like you had to read about somebody through a paper or hear it through, a former coach. Now, man, with this internet, yeah, it ain't too hard to get discovered. And then you get on a major platform that has the motion, that's known for putting high school kids on, it has a lot of eyes on it. Yeah.
Not for sure. So I mean, that leads me to what I've been thinking about for some time, man. What we see all the time on the internet, man, is ranking ruining the development of the kids. Like ranking them early. I mean, sometimes getting early offers. It all depends on who you got at home. It all depends on what they're feeding you because children are very impressionable. Um, in terms of the work ethic, I can understand that, but it's probably with the trainer at least 2 times a week. Like it may not be running, doing the gym workouts as you should, but the skill, working out and get work on your craft, I think I'm gonna give them the nod to that. But I mean, I'm not even sure. I mean, I could throw out some hypotheticals of how to like you can fix their ranking going through kids' heads, but you gotta rank them. So it all falls back on a college coach to me because you got to recruit them early. You got to build up the reputations, but you don't want to make them feel entitled. Which you have to do to some point because you know what I mean you're building that relationship. Oh man, we always heard the cliche story. Oh man, yeah, I love what you do, man. You're gonna be a starter for my team. And when they get on campus, it's like, nah, I mean, you're just another number. You got to prove your worth, and that's the shock to the players, man. So do you think the ranking and current model of recruiting kids is messing up their developments?
I don't think that has nothing to do with it.
You don't think so? You
No.
think it's the parent at home or
I think
they,
part of it can be. I think a lot of it is kind of ho hum, with the parents. Like they don't really say too much, or it's that constant kind of like, I don't want to say encouragement, but filling your head up. I think you fill somebody's head up enough, like they'll start believing that. So I think it's just being impartial a little bit. Showing a little bit of the praise, but at the same time showing a little bit of, keeping them accountable. You know what I'm saying, okay, hey, you did this wrong. Like just constructive criticism. I think that's a part of the generation struggles with is that when they get criticized, oh no, I'm right, they can't take it because they're not used to it. I think it's a little bit of both. Like give them encouragement, praise, but then you also, what I'm saying, you give them a little bit of constructive criticism too. So no, I mean I think rankings, it only helps put you out there. Rankings ain't everything, but it does help you kind of put you on the map a little bit. The coaches, no, I would really bring the college coaches. They trying to recruit for their programs, and it's that the odds are already set against high school players because they're looking for something very specific now, right? And either you got it or you don't, and they're not going to waste time with you with how quick they can get ganked. You know what I'm saying? Like they can lose their job with the snap of a hat, and if you ain't producing and you ain't got the right mental fortitude, they're not going to do it. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't say it's on the coaches. I think it's on, obviously, like I said, the family, the player being locked in, and then the high school coaches, because some stuff that they allow, they're not going to allow at the next level. So I think it's a combination of all that.
That's a good answer, brother. That's a good answer. Sticking on the college beat, which level do you think kids get better recruited and better developed at? Power five or G5 or just a mid major?
I think it's wherever you go. I wouldn't even say there's a certain thing that does it better. If I'm being humbly honest, I don't, because I see a mid major. To Coach Gibbons' point, mid majors will go and they'll get developed there, and then it's a hot shot Power Four program that wants them, and then they excel there because they already got developed and got the right structure, right? Then they kind of take the, everything that they got. So I wouldn't say a level recruits higher. I think, especially for college basketball, I think it's just like kind of what we heard the other day, like get in where you fit in. You know what I'm saying? Get to where the person wants you, and you can develop, and you can play, and then I mean go from there. But I wouldn't say there's a level that if you want to give a nod, then probably mid major. You know what I'm saying? Because it seemed like players from there always seem ready to play. That power forward. Look at some good examples recently. Um, Gosh, why I can't think of his name. Chris Youngblood, like he Kennesaw State, and ended up playing really well at Alabama. Like that was group of five level, you know what I'm saying, or mid major level. We see it all the time. Guys coming over from BYU or well that's a major now, but that used to be like a mid major or what I'm saying, a smaller like a St. Francis or a VCU or something, and end up playing at a high level. So I think development's everywhere. But if you want to give a nod, probably mid majors.
Yeah, I would say so. But I will say though, I think in terms of specifically like recruiting developing the player, I'll give it now to G5, but we can't forget the facilities. Like I was watching the Xavier Lee documentary at Florida. Every time they get on that court, whether they're playing pickup with the team, they break down the shots. I mean, the shot percentage, and be sent out to them. Excuse me. After every practice, they got a coach going through and break it down like how you could have did this. Like they don't necessarily have that at G5 level or that in depth, but I think they're doing that to a lot of degree of just that's just practice sessions. When what I mean, there's always gonna be somebody in the gym at any level of college, assistant coach, GAs, but that's a different level of just breaking it down to the minute degree. So I got to shout them out that for that as well. Let's see. Injuries. Any advice for injuries? Handling setbacks, injuries, transfers, getting cut. Let's see. Just gotta keep powering through. My advice: if you got an injury, take your time, nurture it. You know what I mean. Go see you need to see. If you get cut, use it as fuel. Use it as motivation. You look at Michael Jordan, many others. That's how they got their fuel, and that's what Naj now just talking about. When you get hit with adversity or you're getting overly critiqued, if you want to leave for transfer purposes, I mean, eventually it's going to come back to you stand down and you do what you need to do. But like I say, injury, take your time, don't rush it back. We see it all the time. People rush back and they mess up their chance to go forward. Now they need been nagging them to get to college and they blow out the knee early. So not to know you were a high level athlete back in your day. You know what I'm saying? Just what advice would you give somebody who's dealing with transferring, injuries, or just setbacks in general?
Yeah, no, it's a part of the process. I could take the example of me and Bacon right now. We deal with the ups and downs of what we're trying to do and pursue. Not every day is great, right? Not every day is sunshine and rainbows, right? So you can apply the same principle to basketball or sports. Every day ain't gonna be great, bro. Every day you ain't gonna get recognized. You know what I'm saying, for the hard work that you're doing. You know what I'm saying? There's gonna be some days a parent might do it or your coach may say something good, but don't get in the habit of expecting that, right? Just do the work without nobody noticing, and then it's gonna eventually shine bright for you. So I would say when you're dealing with an injury, keep the right mindset, right? Be consistent in your rehab, be consistent in improving your body, right? And get, like I said, get the right people around you that'll tell you the right stuff. You know what I'm saying? Get a nutritionist if you need it, right? Get a good trainer that can get you back to that level, right? A trainer that's been known for dealing with that certain type of injury you may be dealing with. Different things like that I think will help. But just I would say stay grounded and just know that it's for a moment of time. It's not forever. The injury ain't forever, right? And don't try to rush back to get on the court and you're not 100% right. I think a lot of athletes do that too fast. Rush back to the court and you make it worse. Take your time, fully recover. Make sure you right first, then go. If your spot gets took, charge it to the game. Don't, you know what I'm saying? It ain't the end of the world. There'll be another spot for you. Or if you can't, earn the spot back. You know what I'm saying? But injuries is a part of it, right? The key thing is to make sure you and your body is right, and you feel good and you mentally there. A lot of part people don't talk about too is that you can physically be ready. Are you mentally ready? You know, if you injure your knee, are you still kind of hesitant to put your, go full throttle, full speed on that knee, right? It's also a mental game too. So always make sure physical could be right, but make sure your mental right too. Because if your mental not right, you can end up re-injuring yourself too. People don't think about that. The reason why I say that, because if you're thinking about it mentally and it's in your mind, you can manifest it, right? So that's real important, right? And positive affirmations. You know what I'm saying? So you get an injury, think positive, get your body right, get your mind right, and you should be fine.
Now, do we have a personal story from you? You know what I'm saying? You got injured. How did you go through that process, and how did you come back and become a champion? If you don't have a story, that's fine. I'll just asking.
I'm thinking. I don't think I have a story. I never really had a major catastrophic injury. If anything, it was track, but it was something small. It wasn't nothing like I had strained a calf or something, and then I had to take a little bit of time off, like a week and a half or something, recover, and then I had to go back out for a meet. I think I got like second place, but it was nothing crazy. You know what I'm saying? I ain't like messed up a knee or anything catastrophic like that. But I would say just, keep your mind, right. I think it's the biggest thing.
Well said, brother. I like what we had Coach Carlos Wallace on last week. Film guru extraordinaire of this defensive mindset all around. Consultant, even well, really consultant for North Cobb Christian. I like what he said about being a parent and having this really setting a system up for his child, setting a pipeline to whatever dream they want to achieve. So for you, Naj, and I'll answer second. If you had a son, daughter who were playing whatever sport, knowing what you know as a analyst, journalist, you know what I mean, recruiting specialist, what type of role would you put them on to succeed and have the best chance to be D1, you know what I mean, go to the next level, ultimately NFL, NBA, and whatever sport?
I mean, young, probably put them on fish oil. You know what I'm saying? I know that sounds crazy, but that's just for the omega threes and for the brainy power. Especially, what I'm saying, just being able to think faster. You know what I'm saying? Being able to almost in a sense react. You can kind of, if you can, your mind's right, you can kind of manipulate different things mentally. I think people get lost in that, but if your mindset is sharp and your IQ sharp, I think that's really good. So that would be one of the things I would say early. I don't think I would press him overly hard. I feel like that you can lose your love for the game if you're over, what's the word? If you're over pushed, I would say. So kind of letting it come naturally. Like if you're really passionate about it, okay, we take it serious, but not making it to where it becomes like a chore or it becomes like something I don't want to do. Right. I think we lose sight of that when our kids to push our kids. I think push them obviously, but don't make it to a point where they don't like it no more. They no longer want to do it. I think is one. I think too, just being there. I think that's the biggest thing. Being a support system, the group, teaching them the right things. The training part of it probably wouldn't start right off the bat. Like 6, 7 years, I'm not doing that. Probably like they get a little bit older, like 10, 11. Okay, now we need to start separating. Then I might think of a trainer or something like that. But let the kid enjoy the game. Like five, what do you need a trainer at 5'6" for? Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Like allow the kids to enjoy and see if they're really passionate about it. So, you know, that's what I would do. Those are kind of three things, and being there for them. And then when it's time, okay, give them a trainer, give them rest too. You need like a couple days, Sunday off or something like that. Like I said, you don't want to overdo it. You know what I'm saying? You want to put the energy and effort in, but you don't want to OD it. So that's what I would do.
Fisher was high key. Fisher was high key. All right. You know what I mean? We got Round the Way in the background. I'm going to finish this, fellas, and I'm going to bring y'all on, all right? I would. Fish oil is great. I probably take that from you. Fish oil, lion's mane, anything that's dealing with nootropics and adaptogens. We're probably going to stretch early. That's just for unlocking the hips, overall longevity in the sport. But I like what you said about not getting involved too early. You want to
Mhm.
let a kid be a kid, man. We look at all the times we see players, entertainers, whatever prodigy it is that they get burnt out, they don't have a childhood, and then their adulthood is just in shambles. They're trying to do both, and you can do both, but it usually ends bad when they don't have a childhood.
I
Uh,
think that goes to what you're saying. No disrespect about like Casa out right now. I think getting it so early, some
yeah,
of that fame, and then like kind of like now he's trying to like, in a sense, reinvent himself, right, and trying to do something, different because he's already gotten it, and like he's depressed. So that's why I said I think, to your point, Bacon, just people get so caught up in that. And I think, like you said, let the kid be a kid. And then, okay, if they're really serious about it, then you take that extra step. Okay, cool. Because to me, if they're in it early, if you recognize, okay, they're really good, this is what they want to do, then you take that step. But make sure your kid is in it because you don't want them to lose interest or, be resenting you at the end of the day. But to your point, Bacon, I just brought that constant not point up to kind of, refurbish your point of just not overdoing it.
nah, 100%, 100%. For better or for worse, he's reinventing himself, reading books right now, which leads to my second point, man. Don't be that's why I always, you know what I'm saying, hope just pops in the high regard, man. Force feeding them to do book reports, man. Finding ways to keep your child in that, making them cultured, or not making them cultured, but making them well rounded.
No, that's a
That's
good one.
that's next level. That's gonna not only gonna help you mentally get good grades, but that's gonna help you what everybody wants. They want brand deals. How you gonna get the exclusive brand deals? You may need to be able to speak another culture. You've been able to be able to walk in a lot of rooms and know how to move around, move and shake and bounce around. So making them cultured. Um and just, you know what I'm saying, allow them to be an individual within means, you know what I mean? You can't just be going out here getting crazy. I mean, that's not how I run my household. You can't just be going out here getting inked up all the time. Now, if you want to get something, I haven't really put my mind on that, but specifically, just let them be themselves. You know what I mean? But keeping the main thing. But stretching early on, do try to pick some books and making sure that kid loves it. Because once you invest into it, you'd be upset they burn out. And like I said, you don't want to have that resentment thing to it. But I think we got the guys in the background. I don't want to keep them waiting no longer, man. Look like he doing something. So I'm gonna bring the guys on. This is Around the Way Sports on the South Side. You know what I mean? Doing things in Griffin. How we doing, fellas?
Oh my God, good. How you doing? So I did.
I'm
Hold
good,
on, make
good,
sure you see
good.
everybody in the camera, bro. We ain't stream yard in a while.
All good, man. Just for the people, man. Go ahead and introduce yourselves, left or right, or whoever, whichever one wants to go first. Introduce yourselves. What y'all do?
Slide in, Howard. Hold on 1 second, bro. We finna get situated.
All right, do
Look, look,
y'all
look.
think?
Y'all see everybody?
Yes, sir.
All right, go ahead, Howard. All right, my name is Howard. I'm part of Around the Way Sports Talk. I do the graphic designs now. So any high schools that need commitment posters, any kind of graphics or anything, I'm your man. I'm JJ. I do a lot of the content and streaming ideas. And you see me interview, they got various nicknames for me around here. I did an interview with D. Alfred recently, classmate a year before I graduated. So that was cool.
Nice.
Bailey, the networker. You know, I answer all DMs. So yeah, it's no
Nah,
respect.
for sure, for sure. Now I want to dive into y'all, man, because what I really like about y'all are a team. I can't remember who's the original originator of the quote, but the quote is: "If you want to go far, you want to go fast. You know what I mean? Do it yourself. If you want to go far, you gotta have a team. Bring your brothers with y'all." So, man, so how did y'all come together cohesively and want to do this thing called sports media?
I love the game, man. I love the game. Short and simple. I think that's everybody's same answer. We was on the phone one day talking. I was like, bro, let's just talk about sports. Let's make a page and see where it goes. And hey, now it got us going crazy.
Absolutely, absolutely, man. So, like I said, this is just as a news podcast. We are talking about hoops today, fellas. But I do want to get y'all thoughts. Um, yeah, on the whole situation with the Lakers. You know what I mean? Jeannie Buss. You know what I mean? Apparently, she's strategically kicked her half brothers to the side and put herself in the president of operations for the Lakers. You know what I mean? Cutthroat business, but I want to start with y'all, man. What are y'all thoughts on the whole Laker debacle or the whole Laker situation right now?
Oh man. Yeah. It's like you said, it's a cutthroat business. When you get, we're all friends here, so like watching family like fall out over some money is kind of nuts. But unfortunately, in these industries, it's not like uncommon or unnormal. They're a team that's had Kobe, Shaq, Kareem, Magic. I mean, they've had almost all the all-time greats run through that organization, and LeBron's time's coming to an end, and they got Luca now to build the team around 2027. They're already looking ahead to what moves they can make with the people that own the team now. I think own the Dodgers. So when it comes to the situation, it's unfortunate, like to see it kind of get messy and surface to public consumption. But honestly, with Bailey over here being the resident LeBron fan slash Laker fan, he might be able to give you a little bit more insight.
I'm gonna go
Yeah.
back to it. Um, yeah, that's kind of messed up that that would happen, but like you said, it's cutthroat world, and it's really unfortunate of that. So I'll let him talk more about the Lakers. I'm not a Lakers fan, so
Yeah, word. It's a cutthroat business. Obviously, LeBron, arguably top two, top three all time, however you want to put it in your mind. Jenny Buss is definitely cutthroat to her own family. There was a report that Junior had sent me saying like LeBron wasn't their ideal move, and he wasn't very happy with the Lucas situation. Like I said, this is behind closed door. We don't really know what comes to light. I feel like LeBron not the type of player to get himself into drama that Jenny Buss is trying to put him into. He's been quiet for 23 years. He just goes, plays the game, keeps everything cordial. Behind the scenes, nobody knows what goes on off the cameras. None of us know. There's going to be way more to it than that. But Jenny Buss is just cut her. I ain't gonna lie. She's just down and dirty. I don't know, bro.
Nah, it's fact. Before I bring you in, Naj, I want to highlight this quote, man. It's, not a quote, but whatever. Joshua Evans said, Die to be a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain. That's heavy.
Love that.
That's heavy.
Yeah,
Die to be a hero or live long enough. That's facts, man. That's facts. What you got to add to that, Naj?
Yeah, I think it's a part of it, man. Especially when it's a lot of money on the line. You're going to get that turmoil, that controversy, right? Not everybody wants to be bought in. Some, it's a power struggle. Some have allowed the power to go to their head a little bit. And we talking about a legendary franchise, the Lakers, right?
Yeah.
Our pops, what he did, Jerry Buss, like it's hard, and now it's in the kids' hands, and some of them might not want nothing to do with it, right? And some of them like they kind of just they're clashing over ideas and how to get this team back, right? And it's a lot, when you build those legacies and things like that he did, that their dad did. So definitely is cutthroat. Like I said, reading through the tea leaves to see what's true and what's not with the LeBron situation is very interesting as well. She's also denied rumors about it and said we would never think of that with LeBron. I do think there is some semblance in truth of that in terms of, maybe LeBron with oversized ego. Hey, I'm the best ever. Look what I've done. I can see him being a little bit of like, not grateful because his son's in the league and that they did him. It's a lot there. I do think there is some truth on both sides of that thing. It could be a little bit embellished and overblown a little bit, I'm saying, of what Buss did. I think it could be the same for LeBron. So I just think the situation is just stagnated, right? I think the Lakers found themselves, y'all, in a situation where Golden State is, right? Think about this, y'all, real quick. And I'm going to get around the way sports take on this. Jimmy Butler just tore his ACL, right? And for the last few years, for better or worse, like Warriors have been stuck in this, like, okay, this transition of, okay, do we continue to build around Steph or do we build for the future, right? And I think that's kind of been where they've struggled at, and I think that's why Kaminga wants to get traded, and we've seen the whole gosh, why I can't remember that boy name that got traded. Jordan Poole, right?
Yeah.
He got traded. They didn't know what to do, right? Him and Draymond. So it's like, what do you do? I think the Lakers tried to beat that, and why they traded for Luka. You know what I'm saying? They see an AD's always hurt. Let's move for the future. Even though LeBron is still our kind of our centerpiece at the time, him and AD, hey, we're not winning more chips. Let's build for our future. Luka is the future. 28-year-old superstar, has plenty of years to go. And I think maybe that set off, I don't want to say set off LeBron, but maybe that ain't really fit also well, and the relationship has kind of turned a little bit. But I can't blame the Lakers and Jeannie Buss, or I know they sold the team for doing that. You got to build for the future too. You can't have it all up in an old superstar. But I want to get Ron Wayne Sports Talk thought on that, and then Bacon response.
It's crazy because we was just talking about that on stream with the whole Warrior situation of they don't have a future centerpiece. They don't know what to do for the future. It feels like ever since Bob Myers left, that franchise just went straight downhill. Howard is a Warriors fan. He'll break it down way more. He knows the inside and out. I mean, he ain't a Warriors fan, but I ain't gonna lie. I don't know what they want to do. I don't know what their future route is. Is it pods? It ain't Kaminga because Kaminga wants out. Actually just got hurt tonight. In quotations, hurt right before the trade deadline is hurt. I don't think he's really hurt for real. He rolled his ankle, sat down, said, I want to go to the locker room, and then came back out. So it's a lot of drama going on. You got Draymond. I think you can really – Howard had a great trade offer there. I'll let him explain that trade offer in a second. I just don't know what the Warriors' centerpiece is and who they want to build around. They can't draft a center to save their lives for either. I don't know. They ain't had a center since like Andrew Bogut. So and when Looney wasn't even his bad. Ain't gonna lie, Looney was solid when he wanted to be, but it's just Andrew Bogut was the last full-time center that the Warriors had. But I'm gonna let JJ finish. I'm gonna let Howard end it off because he's the Warriors.
I actually think the Lakers are in a way better position than the Warriors just because they have Luka. Luka's under 30, Steph's like pushing 40. God bless him, but I think they also find themselves in a interesting spot with Austin Reeves because you got to pay him. It seems like I wonder if you sign and trade, knowing how the what's it called, the apron, knowing how the apron works. Once you sign them, you can absorb better contracts, multiple players to round out the roster around Luka. The only reason I suggest that is because I was telling one of my other buddies that's a Laker fan, like, no disrespect to Austin Reeves, he's a bucket, but you can't have two guys on the court at the same time that can't play a lick of defense. That's overkill. So one of them got to get traded, and one of them ain't Luka Doncic. So I think it's really just that simple. I think the Lakers are set up better. I think with the Dodgers ownership coming in there, there's a swing that's coming. I don't know when, but as for the Warriors, they're cooked right now. I mean, Howard, I'll let you explain your fantasy trade that you got, but they're cooked.
So they got a crazy trade scenario, bro.
All right, so yeah, the Warriors, I think that they do not have a future yet because they don't have that piece after Curry. So, but I think a good trade proposal would be us to get Giannis and we give up Draymond, Kaminga, Buddy Hield, and like multiple first round picks. I feel like that could get it done, and give Steph a little bit more help. Maybe get one more ring, possibly. If not, hey, it was a good try. But the Lakers are set up way better because, like you said, you got Luka and us. We don't have. We thought Jordan Poole was going to be the answer, but he didn't turn out to be what everybody thought he was going to be. So, I don't know. Hopefully, they get something done because, as a Warriors fan, it's getting kind of old.
Oh, my bad. The Lakers got a better. I think Lakers got a better situation because you got AR, you got Luka, you got Bron. This is the first time I think I ain't gonna say 23 years. First time in a while that LeBron can actually just sit back and be a third option. He doesn't really have to go out there and drop you 40, 50 like he has been. He don't have to carry the team no more. That's what you got Luka for. Luka's been carrying really, really good since he's been there. It just, end of the day, either AR or Luka got to go, and it ain't going to be Luka. So I think AR got to get sent back in. But Bron is also on a player option year. So, he could hint in retirement. That could save some money, and that could re-up AR and give him a bag. But he's going to be out commodity free if he does it to free agency, though.
I'll start with the Warriors first. I'll say I think you got to keep Draymond. I'm not sure if I don't think anybody else asked for Draymond. Honestly, I think Draymond and stuff like this. I think if you keep that with Giannis, it's gonna work out a lot better. Now, Giannis is a very ball dominant player, but I think he'll respect Steph enough to where you're gonna have to give Steph some touches.
He did it with Dame.
Yeah, yes and no to me. I didn't, it just It didn't necessarily. It felt to me. It felt like Dame never got into a real rhythm out there. To me, yeah, you know what I mean. So it's gonna have to be more 50-50, or maybe even more. Let's say 50-50, but maybe even 40-60. Though we know Steph is taking a seat back. He took a seat back for KD. You know what I mean when he came. But I think Steph right now is in a different mindset. You know what I mean. He got robbed this past Olympics. They gave the MVP or whatever to LeBron James. But we all know Stephen Curry was a star that stirred that drink. And you can say the same thing about the Finals MVP with Kevin Durant. But to me, you know what I mean. I'm gonna keep Draymond if possible. But the Warriors have to do something for sure. But for me, a lot of blame's got to go to Steve Kerr. You know what I'm saying? You can say what you
I'm
want
with
about James Wiseman. That was a failed development.
could
And
have Anthony Edwards,
and who?
Melo. No, I'm saying that same draft he could have had Anthony Edwards, LaMelo.
Oh, facts.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, that could have been your future right there.
And now, I mean, you got as a head coach, you got to come in. You got to nurture your players, man. This Kaminga situation is going on way too long. You should have been
Years.
traded him. We're not even sure what his value looks like right now. So, brother, I feel you. I feel your pain, man. I'm sure you kind of feel like an Atlanta fan right now, but that's neither here nor there. So, I mean, the Warriors got to do something. But when we turn the page and look at the Lakers, I think if you trade it's the Lakers don't play up and down, man. The basketball has been a transition game for a long time. Whoever has the transition game usually does well, unless you're the rare anomaly, unless you're the Denver Nuggets who has Jokic, who can pass the ball at a high level from the interior, score effortlessly. The brother shoots like 60% everywhere, unless he's shooting beyond the 3-point line. So for the Lakers, man, you got to figure out a way to get some more defensive players in, whether you ship AR or you bring LeBron in under the new owner, which is the owner of the Dodgers, Magic Johnson, Irvin Magic Johnson. LeBron's got to take a pay cut, man. You're getting older, man. You know what I mean? You're not producing as much as you were. So that's number one for me. And I mean, or LeBron can go back to Cleveland. Stephen A. talked about that today. He's talked about that before. If he goes back to Cleveland, Evan Mobley, Donovan Mitchell, that could be an interesting way to go out on a high. Will they win a championship? Who knows? But the Lakers are playing Tyler too slow. Luka plays a slow game. He's more of a half-court type of guy. But what is good about having Luka in when you look at the Dodgers and the Lakers as a collective, what's out there in LA with the Dodgers? You got Shohei Ohtani, you got Yamamoto, you know what I mean? You got a lot of players. So you're touching. This is the only team in the United States that's touching the international waters. So as a marketing standpoint, it looks good. I see why the LA teams are doing that. Try to be a beacon of sports, you know what I mean, as a sports town. But you know what I mean, the Lakers, they got to revamp their whole roster. I like Jared Vanderbilt. I like Marcus Smart. Those are good cornerstone pieces for playing defense, but you're gonna need a lot more to be successful.
I've been saying trade Marcus Smart and Vando and Gabe Vincent for like 2 years now. Not Marcus Smart, but Vando and Gabe Vincent. I've been trying to trade them for 2 years. I don't know why they keep hanging on. They barely available to play. So, and then Dalton Knecht, he young. Send him in a trade package as well. Go ahead and get somebody. Get back into the first round. Get you a little draft pick for the future. You know, defensive guard or whatever.
Nice fact.
Aiden looked all right. He had his days, but I think he looked. I will say I think he looks better with LeBron and Luke on the court. Something tells me I think he just got the game a little bit better. Maybe him playing next to LeBron does help him a little bit. But I don't know. Aiden's all right, but I don't know if Aiden's the right center there. He's not the AD of LA, let's just say that. He is available more than AD was, but hey, we ain't gonna speak on him. It's a glass, you know. Dave Davis, that's his nickname.
Can I throw in something about Jimmy Butler while we're here?
Go ahead, brother.
So I texted Bailey this crazy idea I had last night. Because the Warriors need to reset, get some cap flexibility. I would trade Jimmy Butler back to Chicago for like 3 expiring contracts. Maybe do a pick swap. That way they feel like they're getting something too than just Jimmy Butler. I would probably do Jimmy Butler for like Vucevic, Herter, Zach Collins, a heavily protected draft pick. Let Jimmy rehab similar to what Dame's doing in Portland on his old team, his first team. Let him rehab. It's a 1-year deal. If you don't play, you don't play. If he plays, his play style really doesn't get in the way of the system as much as it probably used to 5 years ago when he was really good. So, like Kitty, Buzelis, they can still rock out. But I think the Warriors need cap flexibility. I think they got to get back into the race of getting a big fish. And if you're not going to trade Draymond or Steph, you might as well trade Jimmy. It's a cutthroat business, like we talked about with the Lakers and Genie Bus, but I think you got to do it. You got to reset if you're Golden State.
Nah, it's just I like that. I like that. I mean, yeah. Then it didn't. Jimmy turns it on more. The postseason, obviously, he's getting older. So I mean, if the Bulls are gullible to fall for that, send them on. But last thing before transition, should LeBron retire after this year, or should he go to Cleveland next year for the next offseason?
Well, I ain't gonna lie. It's been rumors that LeBron said he wasn't just gonna, come out and be like, I'm retirement. He wanted to go out like Kobe. He wanted a retirement tour, as he deserves. LeBron, like I said, top 3 of all time. He's my GOAT, but hey, he's not your GOAT, cool. But top 3 of all time, you really can't put him out the top 5. I feel like he should, if he leaves LA, go back to Cleveland, but announce your retirement first. Go on a retirement tour. Obviously, you're going to schedule. If I was Cleveland, I would schedule Los Angeles for the last game. That would just be, I would do Miami and the Heat, Miami and the Lakers, my last 2 games, both in LA. That'll let them go out. That'll let them go out with a Cinderella story. And then, how the NBA is when, big time players retire or sports, they might let them go out with a ring. I don't know. You know how they are with, Peyton Manning going out with a ring. They might let Brown go out, but Brady didn't, so I don't know.
Facts.
I think one more year though. I think he'll go one more, only because he hasn't officially announced it yet. I think he's gonna go out and probably with a tour. I feel like he should.
What you think, Howard?
I also feel like he'll go out with a retirement tour. He's too big just to say, "Oh, I'm gonna retire." I feel like they'll give him a well-deserved tour. As far as him going back to Cleveland, that would be, the perfect scenario. I feel like, just to end it out, and like he said, put Miami and the Lakers as like key games in the schedule that year. But yeah, I feel like one more year, and that's probably it for LeBron.
I would definitely come back for one more year. I thought it was funny this year when he had the announcement, and I joked around saying, "Oh, it's probably an advertisement for Hennessy," and what do you know? It was an advertisement for Hennessy. So like that was great. I kind of hope he does that again, to be honest. But I think that he should come back for one more year. Cleveland, I'm definitely obviously intrigued by that. I think Cleveland desperately needs a little bit of a shakeup to the core. However, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but like the Knicks are slick intriguing. The Knicks are kind of intriguing, man. Like there are players talking about like they don't really understand or feel comfortable in their role. Well, all right, get packing. We'll bring in LeBron, got Brunson. I think a year in New York would be pretty fun. I mean, New York's starting to get exciting again with obviously John Harbaugh now going to the Giants. Bring some more excitement, man. Keep capitalizing on the momentum. Go get Braun. You could have got him like 15 plus years ago. I think towards the end of his career, seeing him hoop in the Garden 41 times a year will be fun. Plus the playoffs.
That'd be a hell of a career. Go to LA, New York, Miami. That'd be tough. What you think, Naj?
Yeah, I'm with everything they said, man. I thought they brought some good points. He's too big of a star, I think, just to go out and retire this year. I think he'll do like one more final run. I think the retirement from the Lakers is perfect, and then play that final season with Cleveland. They got a good base. They'll be in the postseason. The East will be even more interesting. Jason Tatum should be fully recovered from his injury by then. And the East is wide open to their point. So, I think that would be good for him. New York could also be exciting. They need like one more, centerpiece. Not saying LeBron's going to be the superstar there, but shoot, you don't need much in the East to go. We seen the Pacers last year, right? Year before that, the East has always been a little bit on the weaker side. So why not go out one more time? I think one final run with your home team that drafted you. You brought a title to the championship there for what? First time over 50, 60 years, y'all. So
50.
Why not? Yeah, over 50 years. Why not go out on top?
It's crazy. It's been 10 years since that happened to already.
So quick. Yeah, it has been 10 years. Good point.
10 years, that's crazy.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see where Bronny fits in all this, but we won't dive into that. That'd be another discussion for another day. But I want to ask y'all, man, rookie, who's leading rookie of the year race right now? I think it's kind of Knuth by far. I just think things have going to kind of gone way too left in Dallas, asking Cooper Flag to play to do everything, essentially, distribute, score. and Concanupo quietly acquired is kept or allowed. You know what I mean? Concanupo has been a consistent force, and it's been fun watching him and LaMelo do their thing as well as Brandon Miller. But I'm gonna start with y'all, and I'm saying around the way sports. Cooper Flag, Concanupo.
I mean, I like that Concanova, but ain't gonna lie, there's another sleeper that nobody really talking about. I think BJ Edgecombe.
Yeah.
BJ Edgecombe is definitely top three. He possibly could win it. He got like he's a defensive menace. Like bro, he'll go out there and drop 40. Like it's on a bad night he'll drop 40, but they'll still lose. So people won't talk about it. But out of them two, I think Concanipple can win it. Cooper Flag just I don't know, bro. I don't want to, but I never really thought him in Dallas was a good move for him anyway. Just too much power over there. Now that Mr. Glass is out, so that does help him play a little bit. Kyrie not back, it does help him out a little bit. But I don't know. I just don't think Dallas was a proper fit. But that was a Nico thing. That's Nico's another story that way another day from now because that man got to be the dopest person in sports. But hey, you flip it, you lose Luke, and you get Cooper Flag. So I don't know. I think Conkin was better than me, but I see Cooper Flag when I'll get it. I understand, but I think VJ is my favorite to win it. I like VJ Escone.
I like Conklin Nipple too. Cooper Flag, he showed like he can be good, but there's some nights that he comes out and shoots poorly. So I'm going Conklin Nipple.
I don't think there's a wrong answer between those two, to be honest, but I'm gonna ride out with the main event. From Maine, Cooper Flag. Number one, now he's being asked to do more with all the stuff going on in Dallas. And number two, I get scoring is a big emphasis on these awards, but he is a true two-way player. And I think after struggling early in the year with harder opponents like OKC, like that kind of humbles a lot of people. But I think Cooper Flag is flashing the two-way ability. I think he's starting to get comfortable in his NBA body. And look, Continental, he's doing his thing. He's shooting the lights out, hitting a bunch of threes, and he's on a fast-paced, high-tempo team over there in Charlotte. But I'm really impressed with what Cooper Flag's doing right now without Anthony Davis, without Kyrie, with other key players like Derek Lively out for the year. I got to go with him. He's truly lived up to his number one pick pedigree.
100%. Just to compare contrast before you go, Naj. Excuse me, not Concanuba. We'll start Concanuba. I already got him pulled up. Concanuba averaging 19.1 points per game, 5.4 rebounds, 3.5 assists, tied for 71st in the league, shooting 48 from the field, shooting 42 from three. I wish I could see what his rebounds is per game, but I mean that's getting it done, especially as a rookie. Cooper Flag averaging 18.8 points per game, 6.3 rebounds, 50th best, and 4.1 assists, shooting the ball 47% from the field and 28% from behind the arc. So, what you think, Naj?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's a great debate. Both, really good players, really elite players. I'll go Cooper Flag. That's just me. I think he's obviously been the centerpiece, and I think you have a franchise cornerstone piece now moving forward. If you are the Dallas Mavericks, you wanted to rebuild after that debacle, as y'all said, with him, obviously Nico, and obviously Anthony Davis in that trade. Build around Cooper. You know what I'm saying? 18.8. And then he's kind of on that bigger stage. No disrespect to Canoopal, but every night, like they're playing major games on ESPN constantly, and you basically the best player. Right? Even when like AD was in there, AD was doing his thing, but still best player. And you guard, like you said, against the OKCs, the Denver Nuggets, like all these top teams, and you holding your own. I think it's Cooper without a doubt. The crazy part of all this no one's talking about is how in the hell he did not win a national title last year. So both of those guys are on the same team. Yeah, I know the Gators won. Shout out to them. They were phenomenal. But man, you got to be sick because that's what it really should have been Duke, Florida in the championship game.
But if you think about it though, like ever since Coach K been gone, Duke's been good, but they just can't get over it in the March Madness. I don't know why. They definitely got talent. They just can't get over the hump. I don't want to say the Coach K's replacement is a Mark Rick, but it might be looking like that.
That's tough.
That's a good point. To your point too, I think that last year was the farthest they've been under Coach John Shire too.
Yeah, it was, and they got bounced. So I don't know. I think they should have. It should have been Duke and Florida for sure, though. It definitely should have been.
Yes.
He's been out there with close to 8 years now, right?
Has it been that long?
Already?
I thought it was like 5, 6. No,
5, 6. Okay,
Let me look that up though.
Yeah, I thought it was like 4.
Hey, man,
No way.
just 10 years and it flew by. I mean, it might be 7, 8. We'll see. Now it's pulling it up.
Oh yeah, he did come in COVID year, I think. I think he came in 2020.
So it's been 5 years.
5, 6 years, yeah. I think. I could be
No,
wrong.
4th season. Nah, you was right. You was right, fam. 4th season.
4th season. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, you said it right.
You say, hold on,
Yeah,
wait
I
a minute.
said, no way, that was 8. It couldn't have been that quick. Lord.
Now, time, man, the way time is flying.
Trying
I
to say.
feel you, but nah, not that quick, man.
Nah, but I mean, yeah, I like Coach Shire. Man, obviously he's recruiting. He's recruiting. He's already got another top class coming in. Just got Darion Rippey to commit. Didn't see that coming. I mean, so it's gotta be a matter of time. You know what I mean? To coach at Duke, they don't let anybody coach at Duke, as y'all know. But you know, he's gotta get some skin in the game. So we're gonna see what he does this year. Got another elite group, Bruiser Twins. You know what I mean? So Isaiah Evans, that was a big question mark for me last year. So we'll see how it does, man. But I definitely didn't like that last year. But let's transition to college for one topic, and then we'll touch on some WNBA. Not Mississippi State, Texas A&M, man, 5-1 SEC play. They beat Auburn. They beat let me see who all they beat.
I didn't see no quad 1 victories, man.
True. No quad ones, but quality wins.
We got some coming up. Yeah.
SEC, Texas A&M. All right, I'll pull up the schedule. Not sure.
The big ones coming up. They play Bama, Georgia, and then they got Florida. That's in like the next couple of weeks.
Okay, not
so
bad.
That's where you're gonna make your paper if you Texas A&M.
Yeah.
But up until that point, like no major, like you can say Auburn. Auburn's not as good. They lost Tennessee in overtime. Texas is a decent team, but they're not
decent.
In that quad 1 part. So like I said, some decent wins, y'all, but they not. It's gonna be right there. After South Carolina, you got at Georgia, at Bama. Then you play Florida. That's going to tell us a lot. And then Missouri, Vandy, Ole Miss, Oklahoma. Like that little stretch right there is going to tell us a lot.
Yeah, it's a murderer's row. But nonetheless, you still got to give Coach Buzz credit. You know what I mean? To start at Marquette, start at a program that wasn't winning, 6, 7 years, turn that program. I don't know why he's jumping around like he is. Turn that program around. I can't remember the second team he went to. Same thing there. Now Texas A&M. I mean, but it's some Buzz is doing. He got the formula, but why you keep leaving after 6, 7 years to go to a team that hasn't been doing anything to not take them to the promised land to keep jumping? Are you chasing the bag, or just trying not to get that scrutiny of not delivering when it's time? But fellas, just want to get your thoughts on Texas A&M, Coach Buzz, and I mean they're 5-1 starting in conference play.
I ain't gonna lie, you hit us for the weakest. You hit us for our weakest sport, bro. God.
That's all I love. That's all I love.
It's all good. I mean, 5-1 SEC. SEC still a strong house. I was on y'all live. Watching y'all with the whole college football thing. SEC is really the powerhouse in college basketball. I would think there's more SEC wins a lot now, but I don't really know too much. We gotta get back with the college basketball, but 5-1 seems good, but the thing is, can you finish the drill? Can you bring home SEC championship? It don't really matter until then.
Facts.
It don't matter until March Madness, really, for real. But hey, SEC championship, you can bring it home, cool. If not, then hey, it is what it is. That's it. Yeah. Man, you got to be able to win. That's for sure. Not you gonna get the hell on. You gonna win. You going.
Nah, that's 100. So we'll transition. I want to get your thoughts on the unrivaled league. That's the WNBA's player-owned 3v3 league, where they bring in players, star players mainly, to play, so they don't have to go overseas because we know they're not making the salary of the NBA players do. So just what's your thoughts on just that league and women's basketball salaries moving forward?
I ain't gonna lie, with the salaries, I feel like they should get paid more, bro. I always felt like that. Like, bro, you're still a professional athlete. You shouldn't be making the first round draft pick, barely making $1 million. Bro, you got folks that are signing 24, $25 million a year. Yeah, why y'all barely signing for $1 million? I've always felt like that. It's the same as same as guys, bro. You're still a professional athlete. And that's how you pay your bill. That's your life of living. But so the 3v3 ain't gonna lie. I just really got started getting into it. I actually like it though. It keeps them fresh during the off season, keeps their legs going, keeps them in shape. I feel like NBA should start doing that a little bit. I wouldn't do it with like Braun and Curry, the older athletes. I would do it with like AR, the young bucks, the OGs. Y'all can sit down and chill. Y'all's knees is
Yeah.
y'all sit down and chill. But I like it. Gives the views in the off season to WNBA to put an athlete on a female sports as they should get more TV time as well. But how sports is. It's a business. It's a cold world too.
That's facts.
Okay, I'll go. So I see stuff here and there about Unrivaled. I mean, I'm a big UConn women's fan and men's fan, so I've been following Paige Beckers a little bit in the league, and I think when it comes to the WNBA and the salaries, they are poorly run. They, I, I hate to say this, excuse my language, they need to get their head out of their ass and just get it together, because you have some positive momentum from 2 years ago when Clark, Reese, and all them entered the league. Paige just entered the league. We'll eventually get Juju and AZ Fudd in a year or two. You got positive momentum for the first time, honestly, since maybe Sabrina came out, Brianna Stewart and them.
Yeah.
You have to capitalize, man, because right now they're not doing the league justice and the players justice. So I hope they get it figured out. The CBA has been extended and delayed and extended. It's they're over here dropping the schedules. Are we sure there's going to be a season? We're dropping schedules already, and you guys don't have anything resolved. It's kind of funny.
Facts. Well said, brother. Well said. They potentially could have a lockout is what I'm hearing too, right?
Yeah, on the verge.
Yeah. So I feel like they should get paid more too. It's not right that he's getting paid this much and the limit shouldn't. Like he said, they're professionals at the end of the day. That's their source of living. So I feel like they should get paid. And as far as the unrivaled, I feel like it's a good thing because, while they're not doing WNBA, they can stay focused, keep their legs spread, all that. And I feel like it's a good thing to me.
100%. What you got, Naj?
I'm in agreement with y'all. I don't know if they're gonna have a league. You know what I'm saying this year. It's a lot going on. I'm with. I thought he summed it up well. They got to get the stick out their ass. You know what I'm saying? And when you could do that, you can elevate because you getting games sold out now. I think go look at the viewership. We talked about it in the summer. Bacon, Asia Wilson, her hitting the game winner. The ratings went crazy. I still think it was a sweep if I'm not mistaken. Or they beat them pretty good, and it was still getting the views. So to their point, they're right. I like the rival 3v3 league because it allows the players to not have to go overseas. Remember, and I think a big proponent of that, Bacon, was when Brittany Griner got arrested, detained, and she went through what she went through over there in Russia. And like I said, to his point, I'm a professional athlete. I should be making at least some kind of a bag. Not saying it should be NBA money, but it should be some, right? I shouldn't be making a vet minimum of 50,000. Yeah, what is that? What am I going? You know what I'm saying? And I'm a professional athlete, and I'm making that. I can go get a job and go get 50K.
I'm saying.
What is we doing? So I mean, credit to them for raising it, but like they all said, it has to be the right leadership in place. If it ain't the right leadership in place, then it's all for naught. You have a superstar in Caitlin Clark that can elevate. It ain't just her though. You got Asia Wilson, you got a Brianna Stewart, right? You got Paige Bookers who's coming in now. Juju about to come in, not this year, but the following. So you have it ain't a matter of talent. It ain't even a matter of viewership no more because you got this star power and staying power. Now it's elevating the leadership now to where you can get more proponents. You just expanded. You had the Golden State Valkyries this year, right? You added 2 more franchises. One I think is coming to Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
So the expansion is there. The interest is there. Can you capitalize enough as the leadership, as the administration to help these players and to get the league where it's supposed to be at?
You shouldn't have to play. You're a professional athlete. You shouldn't have to go overseas in your off season to play to get more money. You should be able to just have your money, sit at home, enjoy your off season.
Exactly. I'm with him.
That's
Period.
facts. That's facts. Straight like that. Now, I mean, I'm trying to see when the Fissa Collier's statement was last year during the postseason. But WNBA Commissioner released a statement in response to the feature Collier's criticism. I had the utmost respect. No, so this is what the let's see the commissioner had to say about the Fisher's Collier's critique of how they were running the WNBA. This is what the commissioner said. I had the utmost respect from the feature Collier for all the players in the WNBA. The statement reads: Together we have all worked tirelessly. Let me just share it. So for the view purposes, my bad, fellas.
Thank you.
All right, boom. I have the utmost respect from the Fisher Collier and for all the players in the WNBA. The statement read, Together, we have all worked tirelessly to transform this league. Our focus remains on ensuring a bright future for the players and the WNBA, including our collaboration on how we continue to elevate the game. I'm disheartened by how the Fisher characterized our conversation and the leadership. But even when our perspectives differ, our commitment to the players and to this work will not waver. Let me see if they got what the Fisher said. They did not have what she said. But it was pretty hard critique, man. So I commend the ladies for, you know what I'm saying, for sticking out and for wanting to have the lockout. I hope they do, because I agree with y'all. They got a stable coming in. We already talked about Juju. You still got Aaliyah Chavez at Oklahoma. The high school range is crazy. So they got to do something for sure. What's going to be interesting is if they don't play for the WNBA, can they extend the unrivaled to a 5v5 type of thing?
For sure.
That's that could possibly change the game for athletes across the board.
They're running in talks, Bacon, to your point. I want to see what the fellas think of this. They got a whole league they're trying to start. I think I don't think it's in Saudi Arabia, but I know it's overseas, and I think a lot of them have some stake in. I know Shania Gumake, I think, is supposed to play in it, and she's making like $1 million in salary. You know what I'm saying? Just off the rip. And I think it's supposed to like get in phase like 2027, 2028. So I just want to see what the fellas had thought of. I can't think of the top of my head, but that's also in the works as well.
Is player owned or another nation owned?
I think it's a mix.
Okay.
I ain't even know nothing about that. But like my last thing was like WNBA thing. There was a statement. I think Angel Reese said it like last year, the year before. She can't even pay her rent in Chicago due to her WNBA salary. She gotta have another source of income. Bro, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
If she doesn't make enough to pay her own rent in Chicago, she has to have, all the commercials and this and that and endorsements. But bro, that's insane work. But with the whole overseas, I really didn't know nothing about that. I've been seeing that the unrivaled was going to go to, I think they're trying to move it to 4v4, but I don't know if it's going to be with WNBA commissioner. I don't know. I think that might be something that's on the side. I don't know really how that works. I feel like you should got to pay him more, bro. You shouldn't have to do all this. It's too much. You should be paying and be done with it.
Yeah, I can't remember if it was Saudi Arabia or Dubai. It was one of those countries.
I know you know. Yup.
Yeah, so I remember hearing about it. It was one of those things like you saw it real quick when you're scrolling. It's like, huh. And like you never really followed up to like research it. But look, if they get a league overseas and they're paying $1 million for some premium players, I mean that's awesome. I mean definitely go out there and try to get a major cable network to do the games or whatever. But the Angel Reese thing's crazy. I do remember her talking about that. I'm not trying to pocket watch, but I hear the rookies are like under 90K for the whole like a year or something.
Yep.
It's wild. I mean, there are insurance brokers that make more than that, but I think, and I think having to roll out like the Sprite, the Reese's Puffs, the podcast, beauty line stuff, like she's got it pretty good compared to other players, but the fact that she's still struggling and like, I don't know, the 5th best player on her team doesn't is like pretty rough.
Right. What's your thoughts, man? We don't see Caitlin Clark in the Unrivaled League at all. She's the face of the league, State Farm. Um, I don't have any insight. This is just a question. You know what I mean, do you think that she's holding out for leverage for like just the overall betterment of the game, WNBA? Just what are your thoughts on that?
I think really Caitlin Clark probably she was in Iowa right when like the NIL started, and she had broke records. I think she pretty much has it through endorsements. She might not want to
Good.
play non-rivals with the extra money. She probably got to like Angel Reese a little bit, but Angel Reese is not as popular as her. But she probably has some NIL money left or something to hold her down. But that might be like the unrivaled. You got to worry about going out there. God forbid she got her tear ACL. She missed the whole season. So and
Right.
then you're losing salary. You already don't make a lot. So I feel like she's just trying to be. I want to say just say careful. I don't really know what she wants, but I'm gonna say it sounds like she's just trying to be careful, work on her body, work on making sure she stays healthy throughout her course. And I think she got money. She like I say, she broke records, bro. She's in a record break. I think she's Gatorade commercials. Nike. I think she's pretty much. I think she makes more on those than she makes on the salary, which is insane work. But hey, they got to pay him more, man. I don't care. Nobody say you got to pay him more. Anybody, I don't care who it is. If you're a first round pick, you should be making more than $90K a year.
Yeah, I think in regards to Caitlin Clark, it's kind of similar to what Bailey was bringing up. Like if they did a men's version of Unrivaled, like I wouldn't want Katie to play in it or Luca or LeBron or any of those guys because it's an exhibition. It's not like 40 championship that counts towards a professional major sports league. Yes, it's cool to play in and it's good. It's basketball. It's something to do. But I think Caitlin's looking at it like I don't want to risk getting injured and then the season starts back up and then I'm missing a whole another damn near full season not being with the team despite the run they went on. I think she wants to prove like I am exactly what they need and I am the person that y'all drafted me to be. I think part of her just wants to continue to rehab, not play many games that I don't want to say are meaningless, but don't count towards an actual title. And I think she's a made woman right now. She's making millions from the endorsements, State Farm, Nike, you name it. Like she's probably got it. She's living a real life my career right now. So she's doing good. Salary's a little weak, but I mean, she's the face of that league, man. So you got to protect your investment.
Yeah, I feel like she's just not around the league too because of injuries. Uh, she wants to focus on this season if they have it this season. Coming back, trying to get in the playoffs and win the championship, and show people, hey, I am Caitlin Clark, and y'all drafted me for a reason to bring a championship over here. So, but like I said, like everybody's been saying, they do need to get paid more. It's ridiculous what they make, and they, like you said, can't even make a rent. That's crazy. So, other than that, yeah, I think she's focusing on the season.
That's facts. That's facts. So man, that's pretty much it. I do want to highlight Aaliyah Chavez going crazy right now versus South Carolina, where as we know, South Carolina is number 2 in the nation. Oklahoma is 16, man. It's coming down to the wire. Last I looked, it's 67, 63 in favor of Oklahoma. But keep an ear and eye out for Leah Chavez. Similar to Kate Clark, maybe a little better defender. But I want to throw the floor to y'all, man, around the way sports, man. Y'all doing a lot of things, man. I got an event coming up, Field Fest 2026. Excuse me. So let the people know about that. Let the people know about that.
Yeah, it's been in the works since right after we got off to the tour. It was like, bro, we need to get on this ASAP. We tried to do it last year. We had to work out some kinks in the podcast. I ain't going, that's all camera topics, but we had to work out some kinks. We had to work on our communication as a team better. So we decided to push it off. I was like, all right, let's get together. Let's go on tour. Let's do it. So it's a free agency. If anybody want to come, it's a free event. We ain't paying nothing. Y'all ain't gotta worry about paying to get into the door. We don't care about all that. Want y'all to be able to come out, enjoy the youth. You just gonna be playing flag football, cameras. They like cameras. We got food truck. We got people. We got Kona Ice coming out. I ain't gonna speak on everybody coming out, but we got some hibachi coming out too. So hey, I like to eat. Hey, we gonna eat with y'all. You feel me? But now I really just we really got our goal of we want to be more localized. Like we want to be known in Griffin. I think everybody in Griffin pretty much knows of us or at least heard of us. So this is the way to bring. Griffin's been through a lot. So our main goal is just to bring our city together. Just one day, there'll be fire trucks out there. The kids can tour the fire trucks, all that. Like we got
Nice.
planned out. Parks and Rec is partnering with us, so they're part of the youth. So they got 500 kids, whatever they're gonna bring. It's gonna be a pack. So hey, come enjoy the event with us, and yeah, that's our event process for this year. But a tour is on the way again, so we got that in cooks right now.
And the word of Quavo, you gotta take over your town. 100%, man.
I don't care. I want my city back. I don't want nobody else had it. I want it. I don't care. I'm greedy. I want it all.
I respect that, fellas. Any last thing, any last words for y'all? And definitely plug anywhere they can find y'all. Any type of content. Just any last words, or where can they find y'all at?
Actually, the last word is for y'all. February 13th, we've been bringing y'all on stream. Hopefully, y'all schedule this for this Friday before Valentine's Day. So if you got girls, bring a girl the day after. But hey, Friday night, we're going to need y'all. JJ's actually throwing a Around the Way Sports / Bacon / Naj collab on an NFL mock draft. We're gonna go break down the whole round one. We might get into a little bit of round two, but we're gonna do like a little spin the wheel or pick a number. He's gonna pick the teams that we got to draft. So we're gonna work on that so next. But really, just everybody follows on Instagram, and that's our main source. I respond to DMs really, really quickly, as y'all noticed. So DMs go, as soon as you text, I'm hitting you right back. I want it to be, y'all can reach out to us at any time. I wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'll be like, let me check DMs, see if I got something. So I don't be having something at 3 o'clock in the morning. But hey, I get lucky sometimes. But Instagram is our wave. If anybody wants to hop on stream, there's a page right there. Actually, click that event. Show everybody the event we just dropped in there.
This one?
The
Nope,
very
left.
first one. Yeah, we actually did meet Cam Newton last year. No, I seen y'all something, but they haven't. We did see Cam Newton on tour, so we just got off stream before we hopped on with y'all. But yeah, Instagram is a way for us. We do interviews. We actually host commitments as well. I got that commitment from Naj. My boy be doing such a great job over there doing some commitments. So I was like, what, let's do it too. We'll actually be supposed to be at 3 schools for signing day. Griffin High, Lovejoy, and Hampton for this year's signing day. So like I say, man, it's just all the process. So just support us through the process. And hey, y'all support us. We want to forever support y'all. Got anything else?
Yeah, obviously just follow the Instagram. We'll expand eventually. I think there are steps to everything. And last year we were supposed to do the event. It didn't happen. In a way, I'm kind of glad it didn't happen because it allowed us to solidify ourselves more and continue to grow. And I think things line up a certain way for a reason. That's why I don't really trip when things cancel or don't go your way. I think so. I think I would just follow the Instagram. I do a lot of reels and I try to do like streams semi consistent. My birthday is literally in July and it's the driest month for sports. It's literally baseball, WNBA, and like training camp in the NFL. There's nothing going on. So
if there's WNBA this year.
Yeah, facts.
That's not climactic.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot going on, but I do a lot of the reels and like the streams and stuff. And Howard, he does the graphics for these high school, college, athletes that are trying to get to the next level. And then Bailey, crazy maniac over here, might wake up at 3 a.m. and respond to a DM. You never know. That's just. I've responded to a couple. Okay, 99.99%. I've responded to maybe 5.
Hey man, it's a team. I like y'all model, man. You gotta have a team. If you want to go far, gotta have a team, man. So man, we appreciate y'all for supporting us, and it's all love. With us. So man, type saying definitely gonna be there for the draft, brother. So keep us locked in. We'll stay locked in with y'all for sure.
All right, I got one more thing we did.
My bad, brother.
So we also have merch now. We'll be having merch. We got a t-shirt printer, so we can do hoodies, sweatshirts, anything you really want, socks, sweatpants, anything like that. So we'll be selling merch now also. So if you need anything with that, contact us. And like I said, if you need any posters, graphics for commitments, I'm trying to be like Hayes Faucets.
Yeah. Hey, one more thing too. I ain't even told them. I'm gonna go ahead and invite y'all now. So the event is April the 11th. I want to invite y'all to set up a booth. Y'all not get your little podcast going. Talk. Use your little streams. Talk sports. Bring some kids in if they want to talk. Hey man, y'all be great just like we gonna be great. Let's do it together.
Facts.
I might pop in and say what's up.
We might pop in the stream with you. We might spend that talk for probably not too long though. But hey, it's gonna be packed. Food trucks coming. So hey, performances as well. We got a DJ, all that.
Nah, 100%. Big time, man. You know what I'm saying? You got to act that you're already in it. That's big with neuroscience manifestation. So, like I said, I like y'all more. I like y'all way. I like what y'all doing, man. So, like I said, we'll be locked in for sure, brother. So, appreciate y'all for wanting to come on the stream. We'll be on yours shortly, man. So, much love and have a best rest of y'all night, man.
So you too. Hey, if y'all want to be guest speakers at the event too, y'all can tap in on the stream for y'all can be a guest speaker at the event and talk to the kids.
Definitely.
Definitely.
Gotta step out there for
Pick
jazz.
up on that. I might bestow a little wisdom on the youth, man.
Yeah, got to, man. Got to. Hey, man, we appreciate y'all for real, though. That's a lot.
All love, bro. We got y'all.
Yes,
Peace
sir.
and love, fellas.
All right, man.
Fellas.
Nah, man. That's what, hey, man. Appreciate Josh tapping in, man. It's time for the go to the pastures. Been a hell of a run. It has been a hell of a run, but
that's fast. Hey, Josh, I hit you, man. Make sure you respond back, brother. I hit you in the DM. Trying to talk some offers, man. I'm about to start me up. Got me a little something cooking. I did hit some DMs, man. I'm finna start me up this little show, man. Little show. You know what I'm saying? So y'all tap in. I'm trying to do it on Thursdays before I come on here. You know what I'm saying? A little Thursday weekly special with the kids. Get back to what I was doing, man. Cause I was finna go crazy. Some stuff happened last year, but I was finna go crazy. So I'm trying to get tapped in with the kids and celebrate y'all, put y'all out there. You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm talking about making a potential recruiting show. We gonna see nothing crazy. Ain't finna go for hours on end. A little 30-minute little interviews. You know what I'm saying, here and there. Some latest on offers, stuff like that, man. I'm thinking about doing that with the kids and just staying up to beat because it's a lot going on. I'm trying to stay hip and in tune. I'm still in tune now, obviously, because I get tagged in so much stuff, but just trying to stay, with that wave, man, because those go crazy, man. Once you got that relationship, pair that with the graphics, you pair that with the exclusive interviews where they're going to commit, get the relationships, everything.
Nah, I'm saying the length ain't gonna go crazy, but it's gonna go crazy in reach.
You feel me? And that's good content for the tube, man. So,
Facts. Nah, man. So any last words? You didn't hit the sound effect. Nah, I was waiting on the round of applause, man. Dramatic pause. Sure.
I'm sorry, sure. Something like that. Any closing thoughts? Nah, man, great show. Sorry we couldn't get Mount Vernon on. Like I said, we'll try to get them next week. If not, we'll get Kip Atlanta. So stay tuned. I know me and Bacon haven't covered hoops as much as we probably wanted to the level when we first started the season. I know we had a good preseason. Just to be real with y'all, just life stuff, man. It happens to all of us and everybody, man. We a testament of it. And obviously some of our goals is to stay consistent going into, what I'm saying, the rest of this year. Still got over 11 more months to go. So exactly in the summer. So we appreciate y'all being patient. We plan to go crazy. Recruiting finna get crazy. The 707 is finna be coming up. Me and Bacon both plan to be there. They celebrated us big time last year. I think Bacon, if we go this year, it's gonna be stupid. You know what I'm saying? With us being, I'm independent now, and you know what I'm saying, you've been independent, but then independent there, I think it's gonna go crazy. So and then we got the relationship with C1N. So a lot of big stuff on the table. We're gonna be trying to hit hoops during the spring too, and also the summer. Going to certain events, the Lake Point, and different things like that, man. So y'all stay tuned, man. We're trying to turn this thing up a notch. Love our hoop show. It's gonna be a little time. Like I said, we had some momentum. Some of it built down, but we got a couple relationships where it can help us with hoops. We'll try to build some more going into the summer, man. So we appreciate y'all always staying tuned, man. And we'll see y'all again on Monday for our football Sizzle New podcast. And until then, man, y'all know what to do, man. Stay hip, watch ourselves some good football, some good basketball, and we see y'all soon.
Peace.